Alright, so first I'm going to show you all the footwork that steps that you will need to make atajos moving towards the left side. That would be atajos 1, 2, 5, and 6. You will start off being in the right angle stance. I've put the sword to show you the line of which my toe touches, just for reference. You're going to start by moving your left foot first, so that's heel toe. At this point, you're about 1.5 shoulder widths wide, just for a general rule. You want to take your right foot and bring it behind your left foot, toe, heel, in which you are now, your shoulders are in a square position, which is called a diametric plane, shoulders plane. In this position, Rada believes that you have strong structure and it's harder to move your right arm versus if you were in the right angle stance. It is easier to move your arm or overpower your arm versus being more squared. Okay? Now, if you're an old school destro and you don't like having your left foot forward, what you could do is cheat a little, essentially by almost doing the same thing, but instead you'll take your left foot and you'll move it closer to this line here, and then with your right foot, so basically almost directly in front of your front foot there, or in the same line as your front foot, and then you'll take your right foot and bring it in front of that left foot, okay? And you can achieve the same atajo without moving too close to your opponent. However, you're losing the diametric plane of the shoulders, okay? So you're losing structure. For all atajos moving towards the right side, it is much more easier as it is done with your right foot first. So standing in right angle position, you will start by moving your right foot the same amount of distance as you did for atajos going towards the left, which is about 1.5 shoulder widths long. So you're going to start by moving your heel toe first, point it at the direction of your opponent, and then you're going to bring your left foot back, toe, heel, and then now you're facing your opponent on a different angle. So the subjection is done by the drop of the hilt at the wrist. So the arm does not drop itself. It's the wrist that drops. Okay? So it's pivoting on the wrist and not the whole arm coming down. You're just dropping the wrist. So the atajos done on the left side are done with a lower drop, which is basically almost belly button height, pointed at your belly button almost, okay? Whereas on the outside, atajos made on the outside, basically 3, 4, 7, and 8, they're usually done with less of a drop. So it almost looks like it is aimed almost at the end of your ribs versus all the way down to your belly button, the pummel. Okay. In most pictures, the atajos to the left looks like they are more done like so, whereas atajos to the right are done more like so, and atajos to the left are done at almost belly button level. So atajo 1 is done with the drop of the hilt, like so, but you make the step with your left foot, you drop the hilt, At that point, you bring your left foot back, and you can either thrust, but you need to thrust with a transverse step. So the step looks like this. Okay? So with the transverse step, you may thrust, transverse, and then back out on a different line. Okay? That's how you wound. So Atajo 2 is done on the opponent's outside, on the outside of your blade. And what you want to do is you want to take that curved step that we've been doing and just drop the hilt. Now, if they stay at right angle, then that's fine. Because at this point, if they want to stay there, sure, you can just go ahead, transverse, stab them, and get out. If they are a little bit smarter, they'll probably want to follow you as you move to the outside. So as you move to the outside, they move with you, okay? At this point, you may close in on them by taking a transverse step. And when you make the transverse step, you go in for their hilt here. So I'm grabbing underneath their hilt. And then what you want to do with your hand here is you want to turn fingernails to the outside and catch them on their tip here, okay? And you're trapping their blade. And at that point, all you got to do is swing your, if you want to bring the camera down, at this point you want to swing your right foot just across about 180 degrees angle from your opponent, and then you want to pivot that left foot backwards and overextend their hand, and then you can go in for a thrust all you want, okay? With Atajo 2, you may want to use it as well if the opponent has a withdrawn guard. So, I mean, withdrawn posture or guard or blade or refused blade. So basically, if their blade is low, like here in the grassy style, or if it's pulled back, or if they're doing something weird, like some fabulous stuff, right? So. If it's something that you feel unsafe about because they're not in a regular Italian stance or not in a regular right angle stance, then you might want to approach them with Atajo 2. So you might want to approach them on the outside of their blade. Now if they keep their blade refused, then that's fine. You can use your advantage of the right angle and go ahead and thrust with the transverse step. Right? Atajo 3. Atajo 3 is done on the inside of the opponent's blade, okay, moving towards the right. So, as you move towards the right, you drop your hilt. I over-exaggerated that drop because on the outside, they're generally a little bit smaller like this, okay? So you drop the hilt, and if the opponent doesn't follow, that is totally fine. Then all you gotta do is make a transverse step, thrust, and get out, right? If they follow your blade, so on the inside, I make my Atajo 3, they follow your blade, you're fine, because you are guarded on the inside line, okay? If they disengage, you'll do something else. At that point, you may decide to thrust them with a transverse step, and just extend, thrust, move out. You can also thrust fingernails up if you feel a little bit safer that way. Switch to Atajo, beat it down, take a curved step, and then thrust. Now that I have suspended their blade from threatening me, I can make an offensive attack. 4 is moving towards the right side on the outside of the opponent's blade. So on the outside, you're gonna make the same steps towards the right for the Atajo, moving to the right, and then you're gonna drop your hilt. At this point, if you want to thrust or if you want to damage your opponent, all you gotta do is make that transverse step and aim at the shoulder, and then back out. Now that move is also called, or that wounding motion is also one of the generals. So that would be the general line in the cross. Atajo 5 is done after attempting Atajo 1 and the opponent disengages. So if I do Atajo 1, the opponent disengages, I am swooping their tip up, I am disengaging as they're disengaging, and I'm swooping their tip up into my strong. I'm lifting my guard so that the guard is protecting my face. At that point, I can just move forward with my right foot and so take a step forward, stab them, and back out. After attempting Atajo 2 and your opponent disengages. So as I attempt Atajo 2, and the opponent disengages, I am bringing my tip along, following my opponent's disengage. So from here, they're going to disengage, and then I'm swooping up like so, and now I have their tip at my strong. At that point, all I got to do is make a transverse step. Atajo 7 is done after attempting Atajo 3, and the opponent disengages. So as I attempt Atajo 3, my opponent follows and they disengage, then I am swooping underneath, so as I have them in Atajo 3, they disengage. Slowly, I am bringing my sword, I'm swooping their blade with my false edge, ending like so, and then you're going to make a transverse step and stab them in the left shoulder, just like how we do lying in the cross. Okay, and then you back out. Atajo 8 is done after attempting Atajo 4 and they disengage. So, while in stance, I attempt to do Atajo 4, which my opponent decides to disengage. Thank you. That's Atajo 1 to 8 in the fastest possible time I can teach it. Thank you for watching.